If you didn't make money last week when stocks rallied and they were up 30, 40, 50% a day, you're talking to the wrong people. I'm going to give you 3 stocks that are still highly undervalued with huge potential. Let's go. Welcome to the newsroom. So the first sector we're going to look at to find our 3 undervalued stocks with huge potential and upside, we're going to look at airlines. So let's find the best airline stock that is lagging behind. Because we all know airlines are on a crazy rocket ship heading on up, but you can make more money if you find the airline that's actually lagging behind. Maybe not enough attention, whatever the variable is. So I've ran a chart showing all 6 airlines that I've been watching. We have United, we have American, we have Southwest, we have Delta, we have Spirit, and we have JetBlue. All right, so they're all listed here, color coordinated. I wanted to see what stock was performing better before Corona and which one of those better stocks, better airlines, is lagging behind now. Because we could grab that one and ride that up even higher because it's lagging behind for some reason. Not enough attention, not enough eyes on it. Maybe it's not as popular. But if it performed well before Corona, it's going to perform well going forward. If you look at these lines, you might be able to see it yourself, but I have indicated it here. So we have United Airlines as the best stock out of these 6 that is lagging behind, that is more undervalued than the other airlines. So if you look at the top here, before Corona, you have Southwest and you have United at the top, right before they started falling off. So those 2 airlines are in first place. Now, if you look after Corona, we have Southwest at the top. So Southwest is performing the way it should. Because before Corona, it was in first place, and after Corona, it's in first place. So these should all run the same parallels. So if we look at United, for some reason, United is lagging behind. United was in second place up there with Southwest before Corona. Now, after Corona, post-Corona, it's in 5th place. So this one has way more upside, more potential, and it's a better company. So that is the one I'm paying attention to. So we're going to jump right now into the technicals of United. Way more upside potential. So it only makes sense that this is the one that I'm going to be investing in. And maybe it puts it on your radar and you guys can look into it as well. So pulling up the technicals here, looking at United, we have a resistance line at 49. That's where the stock pulled back after the crazy massive rally. Now, the reason why it pulled back at 49 is because of these 2 resistant blocks I drew out back in 2014 and 2015. So it had to pull back at some range, and this is the only 2 areas of resistance that align to why it pulled back at 49. Also, 50 is a whole number, so it might have got scared there. But this is when I'm seeing resistance at those boxes. Now, if we zoom into current times to figure out where is a good entry on United. So here is our pullback when it hit 49. We have a support test at 39.90, 40, somewhere around there, which it has not hit yet, it doesn't look like. So 40 would be an excellent buy range if I was investing in it. I would like to add a position there. And if the market continues to rally, it will head up. If for some reason the market falls down, then this plan would not work. So always keep that in mind, that these are never and so where they're going to work 100%. This is just the most logical plan right now if the market continues to rally. So it could do its nice cool off and pull back. 40 would be a good range for me to invest in. And I could see this scenario playing out, coming down, cooling off, and then heading up on another rally maybe this week or maybe next week. Also, another scenario would be that it just ends the pullback now, and today, Monday, it just rocket ships and gaps up. So that is it for United. I will be buying United today, and I'll be buying it throughout the week, and I'll be building a position. So that's it for United. All right, so take a look at that one, do some research on it, figure out if it's one you want to invest in. I think it's the best value. Definitely long term, but short term, if you're swing trading this, definitely figure out where a good buy-in entry is for you. All right, so let's move on now to the next one, which is Dave & Buster's, ticker PLAY. And I picked this one because it has massive upside out of all the other stocks I'm looking at, besides one, which is my next stock. But this one has huge upside. I think it's over 160%. You could see, yeah, 160% from where it's at currently at 1879 and to where its high was previously at 48.90 before Corona. So 160% upside on PLAY. Dave & Buster's, and as their locations open, the stock is only going to rise. So let's figure out where a good entry point is if we want to invest in this. So the first support test I have drawn here is 1879, right to where it pulled back, because I'm finding over in this area where I drew the arrow is where our first peak was, where it's going to show support. If we figure out where is Dave & Buster's heading, we could see that at the least this is showing a 2x potential if it bounces back to 40. Dave & Buster's is not a $40 stock. It's much higher than that. But if we're playing it safe, this is an easy double up. Let the markets continue to rally, which it looks like that's what they're going to do. 2x potential, which is 100%. It's great. Now, if we look on the high end, we have 3x potential, back where Dave & Buster's was trading before Corona, right around 60 bucks. So you could actually triple your money if you hold this long enough. I don't know how long that's going to be, but if it does get back to where it was trading, which could take 6 months, a year plus, you can make 3x on your money. Now the question is, okay, I like what you're saying. Where do I buy in to Dave & Buster's right now? All right, let's zoom in and look at the chart. We have a few buy entries. I would say if you believe the rally is going to continue this week, I would buy in now, because we have that support back on March 24th at 1880, right where it's at and where it actually turned. So that would be a good entry. Another good entry would be buying on this 30-day moving average yellow line here, if the stock continues to cool off, which that's what stocks would typically do, but this isn't a typical market right now. So I drew this red line to show you where the curve of the moving average is going to continue to go most likely. The stock may pull back to there and just ride this red line all the way up. Do that half pipe formation I talked about last week. Another scenario is it could cool off. If stocks do cool off and the rally slows down, this could do a nice calm swiggly down that I drew with this red line, and I could touch 15 before its next rally. So I would actually prefer for these stocks to cool off, calm down, do what they're supposed to do, what they naturally do, and then build up that momentum to push them higher. Who knows if they're going to do that, that's logical, or if they're just going to continue to rally fast and rapidly to get back to their regular values and just snap the economy back that fast. So I'm picking 15 because we have strong support in these two green boxes I drew, bang, bang. And of course it can just do the continual rally and just not do what it's supposed to do at 15 and just continue up. So you have to decide what you think the market's going to do. Do you think it's going to do a normal cool down, or you think it's just going to gap up today and throughout the week continue to do another crazy 50% weekly run? Now, my final one is MFA. MFA is beautiful. Last week when I called it out, I was saying that it's going to break out soon. As you can see from this chart that I had last week, it was on that peak of that top white line channel. Is it going to break out there? Is it going to bounce down and then break out later? It decided to break out now. So people are wondering, what is the stock going to do now? It ran from $1.90, $1.80 to $3.50. Crazy run, and it pulled back, which is okay. All right, so what is the stock going to do? So I have a few different scenarios. So short-term scenario number one, I'm pretty much following the lines of every stock I'm talking about. They're all going to react the same depending on the market. All right, scenario one, short-term, it continues the rally this whole week, and it just goes. That's scenario one, and I could see it testing $4 in the short term. Long-term scenario one, $6. Okay, if the market just punches, runs stupid, and just keeps going and going and going and going until it's back to these levels where it could calm down and run sideways and slowly climb. If we're going to look at scenario two short term, we could see that cool off, coming down, doing what it's supposed to do, letting the rally slow down, and then shoot up. So that's short term two, and then long term scenario two, it could do something like this, just what stocks would normally do. They would go up, they would cool down, they would go up, they would cool down, back until they hit their regular values. Now remember, those asking, is it too late to buy MFA? No, it's not. Like I said in my last video, MFA is an $8 stock. Okay, if you look at the average over the past 10 years, it bounced in the range of $8 was the average. It's at $2. Well, it's at $2.80 now. So it's looking like it's actually gapping up now. It might be over $3, but you're fine. I mean, if you want to do short-term trades, you have to play that a little different. But if you're going long-term, I believe you're fine. Anything under 6 is still a buy. All right. So that is it for those three stocks, all undervalued stocks with huge upside. Figure out how you think the market's going to play out this week. Is it going to just do a continual rally, or is it going to cool down? Once you figure that out, you know what to do. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to retire young.